Welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. In this cupping video, we are cupping Champbros Coffee. Thank you, Josh. Champbros, we were on their podcast a couple weeks ago now. You could check out that full podcast interview. We talk about coffee, obviously. Talk about a lot of stuff. I think really cool dude. We had a chance to talk after as well, and like just a really cool, solid dude. So we're gonna cup this coffee. Thank you again, Josh, for sending me this coffee. We're gonna cup it now. All right, so I'm gonna read you what's on the label. It's called Forest. Roast is medium. Origin is Ethiopia. Roast date 7/18. Wow. Ethiopia. I haven't had Ethiopia in a while. Oh, cool. Little secret thing here. Forest. Ignite your taste buds with a rugged allure of our exceptional medium roast that comes from 100% Arabica coffee plants. Champbros' independent home-based operation fearlessly crafts authentic, handcrafted coffee and sourdough. I'm a sourdough baker too. Experience the untamed essence that sets us apart as we pour passion into every sip and need. Our dedication to quality and unwavering commitment shines through each robust cup and a hearty love. Join us on this extraordinary journey of flavor where Forest's captivating depths merge with our rustic creations. Wow, you even put your phone number in here. Okay, I'm sure it's a business number. Processed and prepared by a home-based food production operation that is not subject to South Carolina's food and safety regulations. Understand it? See, that's what you guys gotta do. You gotta research what your state and county needs from you as a home roaster and do all the necessary actions. Oh, it smells great. Medium. Okay. All right, smells. Let's go. Savory, tomatoey, robust, yes. The acid in here is, the sweet and the acid is the tomato note. Herbaceous, savory. Oh no, I need my my smelling superpowers. I have a chronic rhinosinusitis, so it really kind of impedes my ability to smell. So I use these to help me out and to breathe a little bit better. My skin was oily because it's not sticking very good. We're supposed to pick up coffee today too, new coffee. And yeah, I don't think we're going to get around to that. Busy day, kind of a busy day. Okay, I'm smelling a little bit more sweet, pie-like, you know, like fruit and pie crust together. So that sort of combo. Other than that, nothing else. Yeah, so when you have issues with your nose, you know, they say 80% or whatever of taste comes from actually smelling it or being able to smell it. So a lot of times I really don't have access to one side of my nose. So I do a lot of the nasal washes. I wear these things, and it does help. It does help. So I've been experimenting with them on and off. It seems to help me. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna wait until it's time that we'll hit record again. Grape nuts, always. Yeah, quite a bit darker. You get a lot of these like floaters. Back at 6 minutes. Good. Okay. Whoa. There's something kind of like a stout beer to it. That's what I taste. That's really interesting. Sort of like stout coffee. Coffee stout beer. There's something really nice and sweet about it. Super sweet. You definitely really developed all of the, I think, like the caramelization happening in the middle part of the roast. But there's a nice soft fruity bit to it, which is really sweet and concentrated like a jam, that sort of fruit. So it's not like a fresh fruit, but it's a fruit that has a lot of sugar and a sort of like fermenty and sticky, syrupy sort of vibe. And yeah, the finish is very like, it reminds me of like a stout beer. Very cool. I mean, I'd imagine when you're drinking this, if you brewed it, you're not going to get these like sort of like higher notes that you can only get through spraying your mouth aggressively like that, I'd say. Because that's where I taste it the most, is when that first sip. And then it really quickly dissipates into something really jammy and sweet. And then the finish is that sort of classic stout coffee beer. And I say beer because there's like a fermentiness to it that you get with beers. And I know, Josh, you're a lover of, beers and whiskeys, I think I remember. It's really tasty. It's like, this is interesting. It's making me think. I like coffees that make me think. Really nice, round and sweetness. This is a very sweet coffee. You said robust, and yeah, I do believe it has that really nice, jammy, bold, robust flavor. I'm starting to see, like, in comparison to my coffees, when I have the tendency to roast aggressively, trying to tell the difference between underdeveloped, a sour note. You could really break down what's a sour note, a tart note. We can really break that down too. It's like, where's the difference? And I'm sure this is different for every coffee, but where's the difference between underdeveloped and a high or an acidic note, right? I think for people who are just learning about coffee, maybe you can't tell the difference. And I think I'm finally crossing that threshold where I'm like, oh, I think I can tell the difference. Like, this is not an acidic coffee per se. It could be an acidic coffee, and it's also underdeveloped. So this is really interesting. Like, the more that I'm tasting other people's coffees, which is what it should be, keep tasting other people's coffees as you're roasting your own coffee, and keep comparing it, and not in a way of judgment, in a way of reflection. Because when I'm trying to create this blend for a coffee fest that I'm going to be at in August, and with this new probe, and also like considering how valuable is it to have a better measuring stick or a different measuring stick than what you've been using. Supposedly it's supposed to be better, right? In terms of it's more sensitive to give you more accurate readings. I feel that I need to be able to find my way over to a more developed side of coffee for myself as I'm tasting these more developed coffees, truly more developed. Is it simply just roasting it longer? I rhetorically asked this question that obviously it's not. I think there's something else going on in the middle of the roast. I mean, in the whole of the roast, there's some little minute things that I can change in the beginning and in the middle. The finish, I feel like I'm okay with that and how I think about the finish for now. But I think where I'm going to adjust, tasting this coffee, tasting these other coffees that I deemed, underdeveloped, there's something going on in the beginning, heat management in the beginning, and then whatever I set myself up for in the beginning of the roast, how am I dealing with that in the middle of the roast, which is, I would argue is like the hardest part. but maybe is it the hardest if you set yourself up correctly? I don't know. These are questions that, you know, I'm going to continue to explore and discover. Really nice and sweet. And as it's cooling, what are we also monitoring? How is the flavor changing? Is it jumping to be like more sour or more sweet? Or has it been roasted evenly where it's tasting sort of the same? Similar. It's not changing too drastically. As it's cooling, it's becoming more roastier, and the flavors that I'm getting now are more on the salty soy sauce savory side. The sort of grittiness to it. Now, that would be coming from the outer layer of the coffee. All right, let's take a look. Nice and swelled. You see the face of the coffee is sort of like, they look like that cereal. It's like honey, I don't know. They look like this, like puffy kernels of rice. There's a cereal like that. It looks like that because the beans are very oblong in shape. Definitely the color is more on the darker side. There is barely oils present on the coffee, only the small ones because probably, you know, they took on more heat than the bigger ones. I'd venture to say that the middle is like, let me guess. Try to guess, but I'm probably totally off, but let's just guess for fun. Middle is like more than 3 minutes, 30, maybe reaching 4 minutes. And then the last phase is reaching 3 minutes. That's what I would say. I really applaud the sweetness of this coffee though. Yeah, now that it's cooling, it's becoming more like your nuttier, dark chocolate, nutty. And when I spray it like that, then I can still get a hint of acidity in the cup, but mostly a sweet cup. And then at the end, the finish is milk chocolate. So milk chocolate has more acidity than dark chocolate, just because of the sweetness. Like when I say that, I mean like the toothache sweetness kind of sweet. I'd imagine this is very good as espresso, or for you cream and sugar lovers, white coffees for sure. But yeah, cool. Medium roasted Ethiopian coffee from Champbros. Thank you again, Josh, for the coffee. Forest. It's good. Sweet. Good cup. Good cup of coffee. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.